Man, I tell you, the fun never stops with these things, these cars. So here's my story for today. It's 5:30 in the morning. I start the car and I start hearing noises from the front end. So I go to check it out. I pop the hood and I see my power steering pulley. By the sounds of the squeaks, it sounds like the bearings are shot or they're on their way out. So I'm like, fuck. So I decided to take an attempt to drive it, and it imploded on my way there. So I had to call a tow. Wait about an hour for the tow. Tow me back home. So now I gotta quickly swap the power steering pump. You can see the seal is all tore up. That's where the pulley goes into, the power steering pump. You can see the little ball bearings in there. But that froze up, so it's causing my serpentine belt to go out of whack, and it didn't break, but it just popped it right off since the pulley seized up and came off. These actually aren't too bad to swap over. You got one hose going to it right here and another pressure hose right behind it. So the pressure hose that goes on top is being held on by the top nut, which is looks like this. It's going to be up on top, and this is 22 millimeters, and these are 13 millimeter bolts. Okay, so these are out, and there's one here right behind this one. Oh, another one behind the top one, closest to the front end. Broke. To get good leverage on this pulley, here's what I do. I stick a screwdriver in through one of the holes of the pulley, and that keeps the pulley from rotating, and I just step on it and I make sure it's wedged somewhere in between, and I can get a decent spin on it without it trying to turn on me. It's gonna go. Got our 3 screws here. So this top cap comes off, and the cap comes off this other hose. And I'm going to tighten it the same process I did to take these out, using a screwdriver as a lever just to get them nice and as tight as I can. And now I'm going to put it in same way I took it out. These seagulls sound like the old California games for Nintendo. fucking surfing as the gorilla. And I gotta loosen it from the top to get it on. Loosen up the tension. Alright, so here's the main drive belt tensioner. And this hole right here is where a screw goes. This is the screw from the water, power steering pump underneath. And this is the longer one of the screws. The ones that are on the internal side, that have like a little sleeve on them before they get to the threads. This is actually going to give me enough slack now to put my belt back on. I'm pushing down this side of the tensioner. And I should have enough slack now. Yeah, there we go. Tons of slack now. So everything's blowing away. So now it's on. Everything lines up pretty good on all the pulleys, all the way up and around. The belts seem to line up okay up on top. So now I'm gonna unscrew this and let the tension out, and the belt should be nice and tight after that. This screw on this side. Both of them fit. They're both compatible. Okay, so the pressure hose is on. There's two metal washers in between each side of the pressure hose, and then the top nut goes on. And then the side hose here goes back on. All this, the bolts are tight. The belt is on, tension is off, so it's nice and tight. So everything's good. So you just got to refill with power steering fluid. And this is actually the one that you want to use. That's recommended. Pentosan CHF 11S. And this shit right here is about $25 for this jug. Very expensive. But this is like a mineral oil, which isn't going to screw your system up, that these Volkswagens take. And the other ones will screw your shit up. So just top off your power steering fluid. And if you want to flush it, you can. Most of it is out. And I'm just gonna cycle it, and that's pretty much it. You should be good to go.